So every year, a majority of us seem to have some kind of sinus issues, cold, allergy issues. We wonder, what is it coming from? Pollen, or we got sick, any infection, or is it the flu? Many people wonder how us in the medical field can work day to day and not get sick with illnesses and viruses, and I think it's because we're immune to it. I have been in the medical field 20 years. I've had the flu one time, and I never even get the flu shots. So I think we build up a tolerance to it, being around and exposed to it on a daily basis. Influenza, better known as the flu, presents with many different symptoms, and each person can experience it differently based on age, factor, medical conditions, and it can affect humans and animals. That is one thing that a lot of people, even in the medical field, do not know if they're not around a lot of the medical knowledge. It spreads faster around more populated areas such as schools and daycares, and according to the CDC, it is difficult to distinguish between the flu and other viral or bacterial illnesses based on symptoms alone, and a lot of medical offices have rapid tests readily available to get tested and treated properly. There are 4 types of influenza viruses: influenza A, B, C, and D, but only 2 affect humans. And that is influenza A and influenza B. We will go over what each symptom is like with each one, and what all it affects other than humans. All right, influenza A is the most common that goes around seasonally in humans. It can be broken down into different strains. The most common is H1N1. If you've been in the medical field for a while, it will be familiar to you, as they deemed the H1N1 as the swine flu. Therefore, swine flu, it can affect pigs and humans. It's commonly known as the swine flu. It's caused by the H1N1 strain. Combination of viruses from pigs, human, and some birds cause diseases in humans. In the spring of 2009, there was an outbreak of influenza A primarily caused by this strain. They deemed it an epidemic. Signs and symptoms of influenza A are similar to other strains. You can have a fever, but not always. Chills, body aches, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, mild cough, fatigue, weight loss, and headaches. Influenza A virus infects the cells that line the nose, throats, and lungs, more of the mucosal tract. You can get it by inhaling contaminated droplets from anybody coughing or sneezing near you, or touching a surface that has a live virus on it and then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes. Another type of influenza A is the H3N2 virus. It can affect people and animals also. It is not commonly heard of. It has spread to dogs in Florida and in Chicago. It's not as common as H1N1, and it has most of the same symptoms. Now let's transition to influenza B. Like type A, it is highly contagious and spread easily through daycares, schools, other more populated areas. Can have more dangerous effects on health if it is a severe case. Influenza A and B are very similar as far as contact and spread from human to human. Does not affect, influenza B does not affect animals. And influenza B can cause seasonal outbreaks, but it is the one that can be spread and transferred throughout the whole year. The symptoms are similar to flu A, but can cause more respiratory issues such as cough, congestion, runny nose, and sore throat. And as stated in the medical news today, influenza B generally causes stronger symptoms than type A, and it affects more children than adults. If left untreated, it can become more severe and lead to other complications such as pneumonia, bronchitis, respiratory failure, kidney failure, heart inflammation, or sepsis. Key points to remember is flu A affects humans and animals. It can cause a pandemic. Flu B affects only humans, can cause an epidemic that spread all year round. And both are highly contagious and have similar symptoms. There are yearly flu vaccines that are produced that can help prevent both, as well as practicing sanitary guidelines such as hand washing and sanitizing surfaces.